IPTV Smarters is a super popular app that is used worldwide to watch live content and video on demand. However, there are a few commonly asked questions that you probably want the answer to before you start using it. What services can be used on IPTV Smarters? How do you set it up? What is the real difference between the Pro and the Lite version? And lastly, is it really legal? I make weekly videos helping users like you save money on streaming services and learning how to optimize their device. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button right down below. IPTV Smarters is essentially a media player. It allows you to watch live content, video on demand, and has a ton of other features. Think of it as a universal IPTV app that any service or user like yourself can utilize. It comes in two versions, Smarters Pro or Smarters Lite. The major difference between the two are just some technical features, such as DVR, catch-up, and a robust guide. Deciding on which one out of the two you use might make a difference with performance. The Lite version is a better choice if you're using a lower performing device. Because it has less features, it makes it easier for that device to run it, potentially increasing performance. So one of the few times the Pro version might actually not be better for you. A commonly asked question I always get is IPTV Smarters actually legal? It can be pretty confusing. IPTV Smarters is synonymous with illegal IPTV or third-party services, whatever you want to call them. Yet at the same time, it's available in every major app store, such as the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and even the Fire TV App Store. Sort of. We'll talk about that in a second. The real reason for this is because it follows a similar model to another popular app that's still available in app stores, Kodi. Instead of being an app that allows direct links to third-party content, they essentially use two other ways for anybody to hook up anything to it. It's a media player at the end of the day. Essentially being a shell app that any IPTV services could use, including legal ones, if they wanted to. So how do you install it? Well, that's actually pretty easy. For your phone, go to the Apple App Store, type in IPTV Smarters, and try to select the official version. You'll see a lot of clones, but typically the higher ranked ones are the better ones you want to use. On your NVIDIA Shield or your Android TV box, go to the Google Play Store, look up IPTV Smarters, and download it. That's it. But for the Amazon App Store, this is actually where it gets trickier. Amazon is pretty picky on what they allow into their App Store. As a lot of you know, they don't even have Kodi. You have to go install it from an APK file. Well, very similarly, when you look up IPTV Smarters, you may find a version, but you'll often notice it's actually no longer available. And even in some instances, you'll see apps trying to trick Amazon by putting spaces in between IP and TV, which again, doesn't seem to have worked. To install IPTV Smarters on your Fire TV device, go to Settings, My Fire TV, click on About, and then press on your device's name 5 to 7 times until it says you're a developer. From here, head over to the Amazon App Store and install a popular web browser called Downloader. Now, once it's installed, you're gonna wanna head back to My Fire TV, find Developers Options, and then click on Install Unknown Apps. From here, make sure Downloader is turned on. This will save you a step later. Now, back at Downloader, go to the top browser and type in the code 773820. This will take you directly to my website, upgradeguy.com/downloads. Scroll down to the Fire TV section, you'll find IPTV Smarters, click on it, press on the big download button, and install your app. That's it, you're now good to go. Now that you have it downloaded, there are actually two methods you can use to start using your services or your own personal media. Upon opening the app for the first time, you'll notice it asks for your device type, either TV or mobile. This should be pretty obvious. It will automatically adjust based on your device. So if you're using anything hooked up to a TV or a monitor, select TV. If you're using your phone, select mobile. Pretty easy. Upon opening it, you're gonna notice this pretty long disclaimer you have to agree to, basically stating you as the user are responsible for anything used through their app, and they only allow content that is legally obtained and that you own. Basically putting all of the blame or responsibility on the end user and claiming ignorance themselves, which I mean, come on guys. I think we all see what you're doing here. But this is pretty common with these apps such as IPTV Smarters, Kodi, or even STB Emulator. At the end of the day, they are just media players. Now, once you're ready, you get to their main menu and there are two options to get set up. The first one is Extreme Codes, which essentially is a IPTV management services, where services can create logins, passwords, and allow you to have access based on your subscription. Typically, if a service doesn't have an M3U playlist, this is the option they use. Give the service a name, type in your username, password, and the provided URL. That's it, you can now add your playlist. A really cool feature I like is that you can connect your VPN with the certificate directly through the app. This means it will continuously run through the server you select. There's some pretty easy guides if you want to learn how to set up your paid VPN through that method. And if you guys ask down in the comments, maybe I'll do a video in the next few weeks teaching you how to do it too. I highly suggest connecting a VPN. It's going to help mask your IP address, and if there are any data leaks with these services, at least your information will be a little more hidden. Personally, I suggest IPVanish. They're the sponsor of the channel, and they offer over 75% off if you use the link down below in the description. It's also free for the first 30 days, so it's practically a risk-free experience. Interesting enough, Extreme Codes was actually shut down back in 2019 from Italy police forces, for it later to be deemed legal in Italy's court. Because again, they are just a media player. So it's a bit of, well, we didn't do it kind of thing, or that's not what it's for. But again, the second option that can be added to it is an M3U playlist, which sometimes can be found for free. These are essentially plain text files that include the locations of video and audio files to then be sent to IPTV Smarters. They also offer another method, which is to log in through a mobile app. Type in the playlist name, choose either M3U URL or file, and input the correct information. Add your playlist and you're good to get started. Apart from that, IPTV Smarters is also on the verge of integrating Stalker Portal. This is another method that is often used with another popular app, STB Emulator. And lastly, if you want, you can also play your local audio and video files from either your device's internal storage or a connected external storage device. Now, should you use IPTV Smarters? Well, that is, at the end of the day, entirely up to you. It is a completely legal app, but at the end of the day, it's how you use it that matters. But for me, I don't really care. I'm just here to educate you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.